get a different view.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on with you. It was good rocking with you last week.
Oh yeah,
It's
we here.
been a minute. Your what's the name? Just having you in this virtual room. The Tony D, the team Tony D fans come pouring in here. We've been live for 46 seconds.
Damn.
And
Yeah,
we
I see
got
it now. You sure that's my folks?
yeah, these are your folks.
Oh my God, here we go.
Oh boy. Look who the cat done dragged in.
The maestro.
Oh my.
Yo.
What's up,
Good
man?
evening, fellas. What's good? Mr. Hicks, thank you for joining us. Or should I say thank you for letting me join you?
Yeah, you know, you never
Tony
let me
D.
join. Well, every once in a while you let me join your show. I joined the Let's Make America Great Again or Great Again.
Well, let's do it again.
John Ardmore is in the building.
John, what's up, John?
John, how you doing? Thank you for joining. So much to talk about, but wanted to talk. I mean, glad to have Ace World. I mean, so we're gonna straighten a few things out tonight. We're gonna get down to the bottom of this. People
Let's
call
go.
you Sunday Night Smoke, but they don't know your name is Ace World. We got to be able to separate the two.
That's my fault. I told them why he
Well-
don't have to. You're gonna call him Smoke.
Well, you know what? No, it's all good. I mean, you know, Ace World is my name.
Okay.
Sunday Night Smoke is the podcast. But I don't mind. My nickname is I'm kind of synonymous with the word smoke. So, you know, and Tony
Smoke.
D, Tony D uses the nickname. So, people call me Smoke. So it's cool.
Okay.
I bring the smoke, literally and figuratively.
We can't testify against him in court because we don't know his name. That's all it is too.
We don't know his name.
Why is that? John, well, why is that? Is it's called a nickname, It's called a nickname. So the name is Ace World. People associate me with the podcast, so that's why it is. That's all. What's up, John? What's good?
Yeah, definitely. If you're not following Sunday Night Smoke podcast, you are totally missing out. It's so rough, rugged, and raw that I don't even go on screen 95% of the time.
Well, thank you for joining us in the chat room, though. It's all good.
Oh, as always, whenever I get the chance. So John has a follow-up question. He says, why smoke?
Okay, good question. That's a good question.
Well, smoke is let's see. Smoke is another word for let's see. Have you ever heard the term bring the pain? Like or bring it, shall I say? Because this is a clean platform here. I can't really
Yes.
I have to choose my words very wisely over here. So put it like this, John. Subscribe to Sunday Night Smoke Podcast. Tune in Sunday night, 8 p.m. Friday night
Eastern.
5
8 p.m.
Eastern daylight time. And you gonna learn. And I'll leave it at that.
And that was your Sunday Night Smoke promo. But hey, thank you. So really happy to have you gentlemen here. A lot to cover, bunch of things to cover. I thought True Armor would show up, but maybe not. Or I know he's doing his 2 live streams a day. I just wanted to throw out here. I'll throw it out. I'm going to dude. Today.
Oh, Jesus.
Today. So I will just read this little quick piece. We have some unfortunate. You know what? Let me drop Smoke. Let me drop Tony. Let me drop myself.
Get my headphones.
And let me drop the boom. Boom. I don't know if this is the obituary, but breaking news. Dun, 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 dun. Breaking news for OnlyFans users. And are you quite sure you got this right? I think I do. We have some unfortunate news for the OnlyFans community. The site announced they're banning sexually explicit videos. OnlyFans announced its decision to pivot toward non-sexual video content like yoga and cooking lessons. Nude photos, however, will still be allowed. Creators will continue to be allowed to post content containing nudity as long as it's consistent with the OnlyFans acceptable use policy.
Let me read that shit.
The company indicated that in order to ensure the long-term sustainability of the platform and to continue to host an inclusive community of creators and fans, OnlyFans must evolve its content guidelines. This conservative content shift could be the result of payment processors stuck in their, complexities and the company's own shift in sentiment. So who knows? OnlyFans didn't just ban porn either. The site also recently launched a nudity-free app called OFTV, OnlyFans TV, which features non-explicit content from OnlyFans top creators. Apple and Google didn't allow OnlyFans in their app stores prior to the ban. So there's a catch here. Before the announcement, OnlyFans was seeking a new capital raise of $1 billion valuation with plans for a possible IPO on the horizon. OnlyFans' business model takes 20% of each content creator's revenue, which generated $400 million in revenue last year. So remember that number, $400 million. But alienating the platform's base of sex workers. That move some zeros and not in the right direction. It may not exactly be profitable. So my question to you two fine young gentlemen, will OnlyFans be successful pivoting to cooking lessons, or will the sex ban bash profits?
Go ahead, Smoke.
Let me bring you back on screen. Let me bring you back on screen. We
jamming. Oh, okay. I thought we started a party like, oh yeah, bring some OnlyFans chicks in. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, the way I look at it is, I think that it will hurt the revenue because there were a lot of women on OnlyFans with their explicit videos and their quote unquote sex work. Yeah, but it's surprising to me how I saw an interview and a lot of the young ladies that finally started to get a little revenue going on their OnlyFans became very excited. Oh wow, I make several $1,000s per week on several from several different accounts on OnlyFans, and this is of course is sex work related. But I guess a lot of those women are gonna have to find another platform to sell their sex. So too bad for them. And this is another win for the conservative community that want to kind of clean up the internet a little bit. I mean, there are other options that the men that were paying the sex workers for their nude photos or their nudity and stuff, they have other options. So actually now they can save some money, right? They can maybe find it for free somewhere. That's all I say. But their definitely profit margin will take a hit. No doubt about that, because sex does sell, unfortunately.
Tony D, you want to jump in there, or you want me to jump in there? Because I got a totally left field.
Go. I'm gonna be quick. If you take the nudity off, just shut the damn site down. That's number one. Number two, if you're going to do a clear version, we already got that on cable. So pretty much you already killed half your profits. Now, I'm not mad at you all for keeping it clean, trying to keep it legit. Because it's my understanding it was kind of out of control up there. I don't know. I heard it was dope. We actually had somebody up here who admitted that she's on there.
Okay.
And I found her to be fully gorgeous. I almost opened up a damn OnlyFans myself. I really did almost open up an OnlyFans myself. She was fully gorgeous. Good gracious, but I didn't do it. So I'm not on there personally. I don't do a lot of those sites, especially after how they got them folks, a couple of years ago, with that adult friend finder or something, and they busted all the people.
Right.
Yeah,
and they snatched their credentials, and then next thing you know, they published it.
Yeah, and divorce rate should have went up after that bad boy. I know a bunch of them was in some mess. I hate to see this happen to a site that was doing so well, but of course they had to start controlling things and stop things from getting out of control, because I can already see somebody getting infatuated and going ham. They do it at strip clubs. They do it with hookers. You know, good and damn well they're going to do it off a fine woman on the internet that doesn't live that far away. So I ain't mad at them.
Mike Patton is in the building.
What's up, Mike?
Big Mike, what it do?
Who's Camille Winbush? Let me find out who she is.
Well,
I'll give you that, John. I'll give you that.
Hey, we'll take it one step at a time. Let's make America great again.
I understand what he's saying, though.
We will redrain this swamp soon. Don't worry,
boy.
So I think one thing that was key was the fact that that little piece that I mentioned with the whole OnlyFans revenue was $400 million. Right. So all these crazy amounts that, like, all these different stories and all these tabloids about, oh, this person made $40 million on OnlyFans. I think that's a lot of hogwash. Number two, their OnlyFans TV app, which is more cleaner, much more cleaner. It couldn't even make it into the Apple and Google app stores and marketplace. Okay? So it's like, hey, you got to disavow yourself from this if you want to get into the Google and Apple app stores. And that's where they really make their money, because they're able to take their app for free and then push it out to everyone.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the third piece that I read that I gleaned from that quick 2 paragraphs is the real business behind it. OnlyFans is thinking long-term sustainability. They want to go IPO.
Oh.
Okay. They want to go IPO. They're looking for a valuation of $1 billion. You get to $1 billion valuation, and investors, then you start thinking IPO, and then you can open it up public, and that's when you really start to make that cake. So this is all a business decision. It's not for the small people. It's not for the content creators. They don't care about you. I think it's really simple.
I mean, it's pretty crystal clear on a lot of people's fronts. You're right.
Yeah, that's.
What about the thotties?
As Asa says before, he was like, Ted, you're business savvy. You're able to pull some of this stuff. But in all joking aside, that's what I was able to pull. I have no idea who Miss Winbush is.
Camille Winbush is the dark-skinned daughter that was on the Bernie Mac show.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know she was up there either. And I like what Mike said about OnlyFans going to Patreon, because I got Patreon. Oh my.
Okay.
Don't give them hoes no ideas, man. Let's keep stuff that's a lot of us content creators use Patreon also, so we don't need it over flooded by the bend over gang. All right, man, so don't give them no ideas, y'all. Please let them figure out where they're gonna go from here and sell used product. But let's not stink up other places that we actually conduct real business on. Okay, that's just a disclaimer for the thought.
So Patreon, this is a win-win for the both of them if you want the truth. Patreon has been a little bit of struggle because I'm up there following a rapper. He posts his videos up there, and he got kind of low because a lot of people aren't doing anything up there. So this isn't going to do anything but bring money for everybody.
Well, no, actually, it only brings money for the people that are bent over. It brings money to the company, and it brings money to the people that are bending over for the money, but that doesn't
Okay, I
help
get you
people
that.
like me that use the platform for other purposes. But it's all good. Listen, it's a free opportunity,
Right,
right?
right,
It's a
right,
free opportunity country. I believe in
right,
capitalism wholly
right,
because that's what this country is based on,
right.
or should I say was. So all good, but I don't want to give them any ideas. That's all I'm saying.
Man, that's
Let's clean up the joint a little bit. That's all I'm saying. So it's all
I ain't
good.
mad.
I ain't mad
I
at
ain't mad at
nobody.
them. I ain't mad at them for making any money legitimately and
All
not
right.
having to hold
I'm not
themselves out.
mad at
Pose,
nobody.
posing and
All
hoeing are two different things, so I ain't mad at them.
They both go hand in hand, damn it. So let's
Yes.
join the party. I gotta
Can
find somewhere else to sell my junk pictures now.
Easy, easy,
Oh
easy,
man. Hey, it's the same
easy.
thing, right? It's the same thing. My junk is no less important than their junk,
I'm just
right?
saying. I don't even know
Whether it's
about
bust
your
open
job.
or whipped out. Let's be real. Let's keep it a band. Why is it all right why is it acceptable for one party and not the other? So let's just keep that rolling.
Well,
Go
that's a
ahead,
good
Ted. My
question.
bad.
I'm gonna sit back.
Nah, it's all right. It's all right. Want to go into the next topic. And it's on our favorite company that's owned by Elon Musk. Tesla is getting some heat.
For
So if you thought Tesla's year-to-date performance was a problem, you ain't seen nothing yet. The American automaker is being investigated by the U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the NHTSA. The investigation stems from 11 crashes involving Tesla's driver assist program, the autopilot. In each case, autopilot crashed into stationary first responder vehicles. The first case was reported in January of 2018.
wow.
So although the autopilot is described as safer than driving in general, the NHTSA might be investigating these pattern incidents out of an abundance of caution. The investigation will cover all 765,000 Teslas in service today. However, electric vehicles and Tesla maxis are frustrated about this investigation because it doesn't include other similar assisted driving applications. What's your take? Here's what I just want to throw out there. Is the issue with the technology, or is the issue with the actual automaker?
What caused the accidents?
What's called?
That's my first question. The
Okay.
autopilot I find to be dope, and GPS is pretty accurate these days.
Right.
I can understand that.
Right.
Most vehicles also have the distance monitor in the vehicles, if you will. I know I've seen it in Kias. So
Okay.
unless there was a malfunction in the computer, which will be a manufacturer defect, I give them that. I know those trucks, they got 18 wheelers that are hybrids.
Right.
Which is off the chain to me. So the only question I would have as far as what's the problem is if they're having accidents like that, and yeah, you put a threat on the road and a fear in everybody's hearts, what caused the incidences that made the vehicle accidents, if anything?
I'm just stuck on the fact, and I want to pass it to Smoke
Yes.
for his thought on this is, and I'm stuck on the fact that it's a great automobile. People love it. People are infatuated with it. They can't make it fast enough for people. It's a status symbol. I'm like, clip the feature, and wait until you perfected it versus having it just out there. And even though you got almost 800,000 vehicles out there, you've got 10 plus accidents. So any way you look at that number, it's a big number. So I'm more on the lines of clip the feature, leave that vehicle out there. Smoke, what's your thoughts on Tesla and their current conundrum?
Well, I was actually looking at that being my next vehicle purchase. Actually, I would like a cleaner environment. Okay, so that leaves more space for me to smoke, right?
Mm, mm, mm.
And second, I'm still going to go ahead with that purchase, although the autopilot feature was not on my desired list of options. So I was going to go for the vehicle, and I still am, but I'm not going to go for the autopilot. But listening closely to what you read in the article, it said something about the most of the accidents were involved with emergency response vehicles not
Yes.
being detected. So we
Yes.
got to
First
listen
responder.
closely. First
Yes.
responder. So we got to listen closely to what's being said, right? So is there a problem in the detection of certain type of vehicles on the road? So this can detect every other type of vehicle, but for some reason the software is not picking up the first response vehicles.
Yeah, I find that be
If that
cautious.
was, you understand what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah.
that's not a coincidence that that's
Mm-hmm.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously they know that and they're going to look into that. But like I say, like should I say like you say, I think it would probably be a good idea for them to discontinue with that feature on the vehicle until they get it worked out. It's probably some type of software issue where it's just not reading the emergency first response vehicles. That's all I can say. But I'm still going to go ahead with the purchase, hopefully. But that wasn't going to be one of the features I was looking for, though. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Tony, you have any final word on that? Or
Actually,
you want to?
no. I would almost. I'm really would be concerned about what caused the accidents. It's less than 1% of the vehicles is having an issue,
Mm-hmm.
so you could pretty much consider this to be a negligible issue, if
But
anything.
but not all of the vehicles come equipped with that. That's not a standard option. I want to put that out there. That's not a
Understood.
standard option on the vehicle. Some it's only on the high end vehicle, and it's you have to pay extra for that option. I just want to put it out there,
Right.
so it's not
I
Okay.
standard on
appreciate
every
that.
Okay.
car.
I appreciate that. I
Yeah.
know Tesla had a bad rep a few years ago. I don't know how they skyrocketed so high in sales and marketing and purchases and everything, but they were getting a bad rep with a hybrid they had a few years ago. All
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden, they all over the place. I ain't gonna lie. I saw a Tesla back when Jason was born. I went to Tennessee to go see my son. We parked next to a Tesla. I walked over and looked inside, and the center console was touchscreen. I said, "I want one." Right.
Yeah,
So,
it's nice.
I
Looks
got
nice.
I got an iPhone and I got a
Mm-hmm.
touchscreen phone. If the car's
Mm-hmm.
touchscreen, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So I would get it. I'll work on the autopilot just like I work with OnStar. I barely use OnStar, but I used to pay for it. So I would get autopilot just in case. If I messed around and got myself hurt and can't make it to the hospital, I'm gonna just touch the car, hospital, and if I pass out, the car's gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? But we
No,
still
but
need
it's
to make
gonna
sure it's
crash
safe to
into
keep.
an ambulance when it gets to the hospital, bro.
I
That's the
can't. I can't.
problem.
I can't. I caught you. See.
You don't want
See?
to put that shit on autopilot going to the
I like that
not to the
feature.
hospital. All right. So I just
Yeah.
want to point that out, guys.
I like that feature, but I had to look into that. I'm good. I'm good though.
uh, Tony, I got a topic that leans more towards you. A little
Hmm.
bit in my world, but a little bit in your world, and smack dab into Smoke's world. Microsoft is fighting piracy with Ethereum blockchain.
Really? I
Yes.
have not seen this story. Hold the hell on. Let me look
I
into this.
will. I'm just going to leave the title
Hmm.
in the chat. Published via latenightparents.com. Great
Okay.
website to go to. But I will go to and I hate to go to this topic because there's two
Loaded.
topics I don't like going to. COVID and now Afghanistan.
Oh,
I don't want to go to those two, but I feel like we have to. And we won't jump through too many hoops. I'll just because Smoke, you've had a couple of great shows talking about COVID. More than a couple of great shows going on about COVID, and this COVID, the runaway train. It's a runaway train because it's something that is definitely annoying to talk about. Yes, and there's been lives, 600 plus thousand lives that have been lost. I don't want to, belittle that for any mean, but the world is coming to a reality that COVID might never go away. So in countries like Iran, Russia, Vietnam, Thailand, the Philippines, South Africa, COVID cases are climbing faster than ever. Some countries are even reporting a higher volume of cases than they did as when the pandemic took the world by storm in March of 2020. And in these countries such as China and the United States, a resurgence in cases is threatening the recovery and progress made over the last year and a half. That's why medical leaders, vaccine makers, and politicians are all starting to echo calls for booster COVID vaccines. It's unlikely that the economy will shut down again. We don't know, allegedly. But COVID's staying power stands to threaten dozens of industries and sectors. It's widely expected that the winter will bring an even greater resurgence of the virus, underscoring the urgency which world leaders are trying to avoid another COVID crisis. However, with just over half of the U.S. fully vaccinated, booster shots might be a hard sell for many Americans.
How much time you got?
Dude, we got a max hour, but
Okay.
I
got 2 minutes.
Go.
All right. So
I got
Smoke.
2 minutes on this. Mm-hmm.
So Smoke, go ahead.
Well, I have to say that yes, we are possibly have to face the reality that it's going to be here to stay, right? For those that are vaccinated, I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend anything. Let me take that back. For those that are vaccinated, I guess because I'm not, so I'm not going to give any false information or anything. But I guess if you're vaccinated, you may have to take a booster. Go for it. For those that are not vaccinated, be safe. And actually, coincidentally, tomorrow afternoon, 5 p.m., shameless plug, Secondhand Smoke Show. I will be hosting a show tomorrow, continuing with the vaccine talk. I get so many requests week after week. I try to not overload it because we just had a show a couple of weeks ago. But now the Empire State, New York, is bringing in some new mandates as far as being vaccinated, and I'll talk about that tomorrow on the show.
All right. Before we hand it over to Tony D, Retta, what's going on? Thank you for joining. It's also great to see you. Red is a great follow, not only on Haps, but also on Twitter.
Nice.
Peace,
What's
Retta.
up, Retta? How you doing, Retta? Retta.
Retta.
Retta, I'm gonna say, yeah.
Retta. He's a great follow.
Cool.
He's from Tampa, Florida.
Thanks for the support, bro.
Big shout out to a Bucks fan. A real Bucks fan, not these like
not bandwagon.
Bandwagon
support,
fans.
Brother. Thanks for your support. Mm-hmm. Bandwagon fans. Yeah, he's
been
on.
Reddit does it big all the time. So big shout out to him and thank you for, as always, supporting us. Tony, I'm gonna hand it over to you. Your thoughts on boosters, your thoughts on the current state.
I know you want to keep this clean. Boosters are going to be real controversial this year.
Okay.
The vaccine we took earlier this year, for those of us that did take it, were not made for the Delta variant. Every virus is going to mutate. They're going to be a new strain. They're going to need a new shot. There's already controversy behind the vaccine. There's controversies over the virus itself. So we'll be here all day on that. Most of us who have been up here for a year, or most of us who have paid attention to the news over the past year, can put a whole bunch of these stories together. I had to go to a meeting today. If you took I'm a civil service employee, which means I'm a federal employee. It's pretty much coming to where federal employees are going to have to get vaccinated, just like the military.
Mm-hmm.
If the FDA approves the Pfizer vaccine, my question was, what if you took the other ones, like Johnson Johnson and Moderna? That's going to be a whole other world. But we're going to run into a civil liberties issue big time because some people cannot take the vaccine. Appreciate you, Reed. I see you over there. Holler me anytime. We're going to run into issues of people who cannot take the vaccines due to underlying conditions because some people see their doctors and they are not recommended to take them. Now you can't travel unless you have the vaccine. So now you got restrictions against folks going somewhere. You discriminate against the ones who haven't been vaccinated. You also got the stereotype of the unvaccinated being the spreaders and not the vaccinated, which we've got controversy on that as well. All in all, plain and simple, shutting it down, keeping it simple for my man. I know he's like to do 30-minute shows. Get your health up, get with your doctor, follow that advice, make your own choice. Do it in that order. Maintain your health, keep your visit with your doctor. They're going to recommend whether you should take it or not based on your health and your response to the vaccine, if you will. You run off of those simple guidelines, you'll be good. We're up here a lot. We know people who are for the vaccine. We know people who are against the vaccine. I'm not mad at nobody. First responders, medical people, it's in your best interest to take it based on who you want to be around. And let's all be clear. If we get sick, ain't none of our opinions going to matter. You know, when you get sick, you're going to have to take medication. You're going to need doctor's advice. Go on, smash that if you want to, but go see your doctor, see what the doctor's saying. Stop playing with yourselves. I got mine due to my work environment. I'm an aircraft mechanic. I'm also working around people that only test positive but have been close contacts. I got one guy, he's got a family member, 70-something years old. He can't even get off of work to take care of him because he's got to come to work due to what's going on, and jobs are suffering. Oh, I'm sorry, Ted. Damn it, I wasn't going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and do it. We got to think about the kids. I don't know if y'all saw the story that popped up. It was either today or yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are starting to spread it more than the adults now.
Yes.
So you know what that means? The school's going to shut down. You know what that means? Some of y'all ain't going to be able to go to work. Y'all might want to think about this. This is a very huge whirlwind. If the country doesn't shut down, people are going to be unemployed. And if people are going to be unemployed, they're going to start wanting them more stimulus checks. I was trying to keep this simple.
Tony D, tomorrow we're gonna work it. Don't worry.
Work it.
We're gonna have
so
2 hours.
This is just the appetizer for tomorrow.
If you can, you have plenty time to shine tomorrow. 5 p.m. We're gonna jump on if you can make it. Pull up.
If I can make it, yeah. But I really want to throw that out there because people are gonna have to start thinking about this now. When I did a broadcast earlier this week, I was talking about something hit me to where something was telling me to get myself together now. Because the Delta variant is on the news, the Lambda variant is barely on the news, and I just saw 4 days ago they started talking about the Beta variant again. Now, I don't know how many of y'all went to college, but I went to a historically black college. We learned the Greek alphabet. I've noticed they've been skipping some letters. How are you going to go backwards on the letters, too? Y'all might want to start
I
watching.
was going to ask you. I was going to ask you that. But that's another conversation. But I was going to say, if you're not able to make it, I will bring up a couple of your talking points.
Please.
Yes, sir.
Please do. You good. You good. You've let me on your show, man. Go for it.
Thank you.
For it. I'm going to try to be there.
These were things that I didn't take into consideration.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm going to try to be there, but go for it. And it's going to be a heavy conversation. Bring up as many people as you can with facts over opinion.
For sure. But I do opinion radio, unfortunately. But I do have facts also. I have facts also, right? But this is New York, but I'm dealing with only New York because this is a New York-based 2-part show that I'm doing tomorrow. So I want people to keep that in mind also. I'm dealing with facts and I'm dealing with New York. Okay. At the same time. Not too heavy about the variants, but just about folks' vaccinations and the vaccine passport effective in New York beginning next week. That's what we're going to be talking about specifically.
I got to worry
specifically. So I'm going to leave it at that.
I got to worry about bringing my son up there with them new rules too. That's why I was watching it because he can't be vaccinated at 7.
So I want to just jump into the comments for the last 3 items that because I wanted it noted. John Ardmore said, in response to Tony saying, go see your doctor, speak with your doctor to find out if you should or you shouldn't, based on your health. So John chimes in and says, don't try to school your doctor on why they are wrong about the vaccine.
That's
That's gonna
opinion.
be a loaded conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. So then right behind that, Retta, who's in Florida, who's in Tampa, who in his school district, I think this past week, I guess the contact tracing, the job was either so sloppy or the fact that it was just so full blown, like 5,400 students were quarantined.
What?
Just like that. Because you got to remember, if you don't contact trace, you don't do it immediately, it's totally, it's in the wild.
Oh my God.
And then John responded back to Reddit saying, at least your governor doesn't give an F except about freedoms. I like the way he wrote freedoms. That's the same way Dan Levitard wrote freedom when he was getting away from ESPN. So, okay. Like I said, just to wet your whistle, Sunday Night Smoke will be doing a secondhand smoke about that very topic. So I thought it was apropos to bring it in.
I love talking about it. I know it's controversial, but we need to give as much truth as possible.
Oh, definitely.
Everything is truth. Everything is truth.
Yeah,
everything is truth.
It's a very global issue, and everybody up here is around the world. The
Facts.
aspects of everything about it become essential when we conversate.
Facts.
Two quick items before we close out. One, I wanted to talk about it because today, I don't know if you guys know, is International VPN Day.
I saw you talking about it.
Virtual private networks were invented in 1993 and has become essential cybersecurity tool for anyone who cares about their own cybersecurity. And in fact, at the moment, there are 142 million VPN users in the US alone. And that's according to Google Trends. So what I wanted to really talk about were three reasons. I wanted to talk about 3 reasons to celebrate International VPN Day. There are many valuable learning resources available online about virtual private networks. Here are some of the most important tips. The first tip is don't use the same password for anything. It's like using the same lock for your car, your apartment, and your storage. Instead, create a strong and unique password for each and every online account. And I know that's very hard, but you can use password manager like softwares like NordPass, which will be a great help. They generate strong passwords and remember them for you. The second item is do your best to avoid online scams. We were talking about a little bit of this when we tied in to last week. I did maybe a 10-minute segment on catfishing. And it was funny because on Sunday Night Smoke Show, they was talking a little bit about catfishing and scams and online scams. But do your best to avoid online scams. Do not click on the link unless you trust the source. And do not enter your credentials on shady websites. So if you don't see that little S, the HTTPS, when you're getting ready to buy something, and like with a little lock in the upper left-hand corner, might as well want to think twice about it. Read your emails and the websites that you visit carefully. If you look and you see poorly written, and if the design seems off, that could have been set up by scammers. And the third option is use a VPN. A VPN is especially useful for anyone who uses public Wi-Fi hotspots. That meaning that's all of us. There's not a time when we're not traveling, commuting on the train, or we're in a city, or and it's any major city that is offering a free Wi-Fi access point so that you can get to the internet. Public Wi-Fi usually has an exceptionally low firewall. The firewall protects you when it comes to blocking hackers. This weak security allows hackers to place themselves between the user, meaning you, and the wireless connection. You can't be sure you're safe on such a network like that. So unless you're using a VPN. So big shout out to International VPN Day. Like I said, the software has been around for almost 30 or so years. I think this is like the first actual day. So with that, I will say, I wanted to bring up the topic of Afghanistan. I know, very controversial, however you voted or however you lean, if you have members of that have served in the military, that are actively serving in the military or have served or in the reserves. Tony D we've had the pleasure of having Tony D here on this live stream to discuss this very topic of Afghanistan. And I wanted to know his thoughts on it. Smoke, you will get a chance to respond. But Tony, I wanted you to open the platform to you with your thoughts on what we've seen happen, noting that the previous 4 presidents have kind of played kick the can. Well, the previous 3 presidents have played kick the can.
If I may, I know Smoke said he had to go earlier. You good, bro?
No, I didn't mean literally go. I was talking
okay.
about no, I'm fine.
Okay,
Take
cool.
your time, brother. I don't I just have a 1 minute because I don't have too much skin in the game as far as politics.
Okay.
But it's yours, brother. Go for it.
Your thoughts, your
It bothered it. I want to keep it clean, but the first day I saw it, it horrified me. Mainly because as an aircraft mechanic and as a person who has been a passenger on that aircraft.
Let's be clear. I work on a flight line with planes. The plane going down the runway, with everybody running next to it, huge no-no. You have no idea how much that was not supposed to happen. None. Zero, zilch, nada. That ain't supposed to happen.
One of the biggest questions people had was, how come they weren't sucked in the intake? We'll go into that on another day because it's too high and all that good stuff. But for a plane to be taxiing down the runway and people to be running around it, that is one of the biggest signs of desperation. A larger sign than that was when the plane took off and it flew back and people were falling off of it. My thing was, what in the hell were they holding on to?
Yeah.
That whole situation was horrifying.
Yeah.
Now, the conspiracy folks already coming out. I got a homeboy on Twitter. He's been sitting there talking about, no, this. I said, listen, I ain't got time right now. I was waiting on it, but I got to delve into that later. There was a story that came out. For those of you who are Apple users, go ahead. You need to say something, bro? Or you good?
Who, me? No. You go.
There was a story on Apple News, I think it was yesterday or today. That same plane landed at another base. And what they found on that plane was horrifying. I think everybody can imagine what they found and what they saw. I think people need to realize that those were acts of desperation of people who wanted to get out of that country before anybody. And I do mean anybody. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, Tea Party, whatever. Y'all need to realize they've been talking about leaving Afghanistan for years. The reason they did not leave was what happened this week. They have been told, if y'all leave, this is going to happen.
Right.
They've been saying that it was going to happen regardless. This is not Biden's fault. Y'all go ahead and have that banter how y'all want to. I'm telling you now. Before President Trump was in office, before Biden was in office, back when Obama was in office, and when Bush was in office, they was talking about pulling out. They did not pull out because they didn't feel there was going to be enough control once we left for the people who were still there. And it's 20 years later and it's still happening. As somebody who has been deployed, not necessarily to that country, but who has been deployed, if you spend a duration somewhere, you're going to have some type of connection. There are people who are affected by this, not necessarily the natives, but people who have served over there who kind of have some relationships. And it does happen. Let's be clear. When you go over there for a war, you're not necessarily fighting all the people. You're going against the regime or the government. So we got to keep it 100. A lot of the personal feelings, a lot of the smack talk, it's unnecessary right now because folks are dying. I think we had a conversation the other night. Somebody said, Dave, 60,000 people. 60,000 people have died in 8 days. First of all, I found that to be a farce because that's a very huge number for that sort of time frame. They said, no, it's true. So I'm gonna let everybody do their own research on that.
Either way, people are dying left and right. I don't have the full story on the government regime. I don't have the full story of the people who are entirely taking over. But what we have going on right now is not good. It's not
Not good at all. Hey Didi, how you doing? GA Thrawn, what's happening? Um, I want you all to please look into what's going on before y'all start running your mouth about it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I've got a few friends on Facebook. They're killing me, but it's funny. Everybody who used to be a medical examiners are now military strategists,
And it's hilarious, especially the folks who didn't go anywhere. If you've never been over there, if you never deployed to a hostile location, if you never even put a uniform on, half of your opinion ain't saying nothing. You're talking in circles.
Tony, I want to just jump in for a second.
Yes.
Half of them haven't even left the block.
No, I got that.
And I got to tell y'all this, man. When I've been to Iraq 3 times. Some of the people tried to be friendly,
We was on guard due to the reason why we were over there.
and a lot of the fact that some of the natives will set you up. Afghanistan was never safe for U.S. soldiers. It was never safe for anybody who was there who didn't want to be there.
You're also going to see the
Conspiracy of the resources of the country that have some type of value. Y'all really got to see what's really going on, and it's a lot of mess, man. It really is. But the news earlier this week did bother me. What's going on after they left is bothering me. This is not good at all. This is not good. Appreciate it, man. At what point do they fight back? Exactly who Heavenly doing? I'm only asking you that because I'm not sure if you're talking about the people or
If you're talking about the people, let me put it this way. If you're talking about the people, they can fight back.
they don't have enough to fight those people back. They don't. I've tried to talk to a few folks who've been over there. There's a lot of weapons that we left that they're using.
Mm.
And a lot of the civilians who are unarmed, they are just subject. The government, the government's been overrun by the Taliban. That's the word that I got. Taliban has taken over, and they're just running rampant. They're running rampant like ISIS and Al Qaeda was. It's a wrap. Unfortunately, it's a wrap. If you're killing this many people that fast, that's a lot of work. And they've been waiting on this for 20 years. If you had 20 years of playing your revenge, you would be on a sweep too. No disrespect. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. So I'm military. Yeah. Okay, good. You're a military vet wife. Tell me if you feel anything wrong from what I said, please. Please tell me if you feel anything wrong from what I said.
And ask your spouse if he disagrees as well, if you don't mind.
Thank you, ma'am. That's where we at. I'm good, Ted, man. Go ahead, bro, please.
Nah,
that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty
I
much
just
it.
wanted to give you the floor on that situation because, like I said, I only come up on camera a couple of times a week. I'll come up on your show. I'll come up on Smoke's stream and maybe Michael, and if and whenever Heavenly Dew invites me up to her stream, I'll definitely come up there then. Ace World's back in the building. But Heavenly Dew says her and her hubby had this convo today. They had that very conversation today. So like I said, I thought I was feeling a certain way as I was commuting back from the city today.
Yes.
And it kind of hit me. It kind of hit me the other night, and that's why I sent you a text message about it. And I was like, I really wanted you to, not to vent, but more. Yeah, I just wanted to cover it, but I wanted to cover it without, the yappers, because I've seen a lot of people yapping about it, and I'm sorry, excuse me, like, and maybe in my eyes, they don't have enough. They don't have the skin in the game.
Yes.
But like I see you as someone, if you have a loved one that's deployed or you have someone you've been married to a veteran or something like that. You have those type of conversations, and that's what I think matters most.
Here's my thing.
Ted, hit me up on Twitter. You got it, Heavenly Dude. I will definitely hit you up on Twitter because I got to get on one of your streams.
You got to catch her streaming in the first place. I said.
Yeah, you got to catch her early in the morning. She's out.
Man, I caught her a couple times shopping. I caught her sometimes watching the sun come up. I caught her with the flowers, and that's it. But honestly, if you haven't been in the theater, and I've seen theater as far as being in the combat zone,
y'all can't understand what's going on. And I'm not even being funny. What's up, Theo? How you living? To be over there and then to see what's going on.
This is a heavy, I'll admit, it's a heavy mental burden to me.
Yeah.
There was a video up when they killed this woman in the street. And I started getting a lot of anger that I had built up in me before I went to Iraq. And it really did bother me for about 2 hours. So I can imagine what the pilots went through with the C-17. They actually had a video when they were trying to take off what they were saying, because apparently there was 800 people on the plane, inside that same plane that was taking off.
Gotcha.
So you can imagine the people in the plane and the people still trying to get on. Those people are desperate to get the hell up out of there.
Anything.
Yesterday or today where people are trying to pass their kids to get on the plane to get the kids out of here.
So we're about to go through the same situation that we're going through with South America and Central America, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah, there's about to be a whole lot of new Afghan residents over here.
I heard the number. Was the number at 100,000 or was the number at 60 to 100,000? Or was it more?
For
that are going to migrate over here.
I think I saw 10,000 are trying to come in right now.
Oh, okay. Theo Dawson, what's going on?
Yeah, the 60,000 I saw was the number of people that's been killed in the past week.
Definitely.
That is a huge number.
That's a huge number, yes.
I kind of find it hard to believe,
but I've been told they've been beheading folks. I thought about firing squads. It's rough in Afghanistan, bro. It's rough. Everybody over here, that's what I want to say. Everybody over here, I want y'all to count your blessings and stop the BS.
Oh, yeah. And I just want to go.
Yes.
Oh, I just want to go back to that and Smoke. You were laughing, but I'm serious. The yappers, people get up here in front of a camera and start spewing. And I'm like, look at this clown. This clown doesn't even know what he or she is talking about.
All right, let me go on. I'm sorry. The one thing I'm tired of is people sitting here trying to blame Biden. Y'all don't know nothing. This has been in the plan for at least 15 years. This ain't got nothing to do with
Go ahead, Smoke. Go ahead.
Now,
Smoke.
let me just give 2 seconds. Let me give my drop on it. Like I say, I don't really have skin in the game, but I do have an opinion. And my opinion is this. Even I do have my harsh criticisms of Mr. Biden. I do have harsh criticisms of Mr. Biden. But in this particular instance, I don't really think that no matter who was in the seat, it may have I can't really blame him on this. I can't really put it all on him, right? I really can't. I think no matter who was in the seat, if this same thing happened at this same time, everybody would feel the same way.
Agreed.
No matter who was the president. If the exact same scenario rolled out that we just saw happen, no matter who the president was, no matter how popular or unpopular, there would have been a lot of smoke for you. You know, but because it was going to be a complicated situation for us to withdraw. Whether they could have came up with a better plan or not, that doesn't really that's up to the Defense Department and stuff. That's way above my pay scale. But I can say if everything rolled out the same exact way, no matter who the president was, it would have been a lot of smoke for him. So I'm not gonna blame Sleepy Joe this time. I'm gonna give him a pass on this one.
Yeah, he was just in place to make. He was just in place for it to happen. This deal, they've been working on this deal for at least 15 years, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta stop that for real.
I'm gonna give him a pass.
If 3 presidents that span 20 years kick the can on it, they kick the can on it and say, you know what, I'm gonna let the next person deal with it. That's like you're at work and you have multiple shifts, and the person in the shift before you just leaves whatever task for you. And let's just say it's a crappy task.
That's that old bull ish.
You almost had me curse out here. I'm about to say, see, y'all be.
All right, Don Lemon. He was cussing last night, boy. I like to die.
We'll table that. In closing, I just want to. Well, we got a couple of things in the comments. Brian TX is in the building. GA Thrawn says Trump was the one that made the deal with the Taliban for the USA to be cowards. Heavily Do says true SNS is deeper. It's deeper than rap. And Thrawn comes back and says they know the government was corrupt for 20 years.
Yeah.
Let's let the to be completed list. How much training do you need in 20 years on your turf?
That's a heavy question, man. That's a very, very heavy question.
I might not even get to my last topic because I see there's things that are still brewing here. Because I wanted to tap it down some and give you that good, that feel good. You know.
Taliban advice one of the most shameful moments of religion. I
don't know if y'all want to chew on this for a little bit more, or you want to wrap this part.
I know you want to wrap it, but Thrawn, I can be the Wolf Blitzer of this. I can do this easy, but
check it. Let me. What's the name? I have a conference that I have to take at 11.
Okay.
So let me slide out of here, fellas.
But wait. Before you slide out, I want you to please promote what you do on this platform and on the YouTube platform. What days of the week you go live or you go hybrid. Please don't leave without letting everyone know. And also type something, and I think you did, but for the people that are going to be on the archive, for the people that can't join the live, do me a favor, type your username in the comment field so that people can follow you.
Okay.
Because you've got a very unique sound and you got a very unique show that I'm very proud of. It might not make everyone happy. There might be some people that are taken back by it, but for the most part, it's a good edgy show.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. That promotion there. Thank you, sir. Sunday Night Smoke Podcast. We air Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, Secondhand Smoke Show airs Friday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's Friday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Secondhand Smoke Show, hosted by myself, Ace World. And Sunday nights, 8 p.m., Sunday Night Smoke Podcast, covering different topics on a weekly basis. So check us out on Haps TV right here on this Haps TV platform. Also available on YouTube for those that don't have Haps TV accounts or the Haps TV app. Also Wednesdays, we go into the archives, which is hybrid. We'll do Sunday Night Smoke Podcast presents Red Pill Wednesdays, and that's strictly television for men. So when you see the Red Pill logo on the episode, you know it's television for men. And that's about it. Thank you very much once again, Ted Hicks, for having me. Tony D, my man.
You already know.
In the house.
We're far from done. You already know. We're far from done.
Oh, it's only the beginning, baby.
Yes, we gotta get
all right, Smoke. Thank you, man.
On your show one time now.
Yeah, we gotta work on that.
Make America great again.
He's been on the 4th of July holiday special. So we're gonna call him Holiday Ted in the building. Yes, sir.
There you go.
Thank you, fellas.
Peace,
be
bro.
good.
Have a good night. Peace out. Be safe.
Bro.
All right.
So do you want to chew on this a bit, or do we want to we can come up with a random broadcast?
I've covered enough. I got to go to bed myself because I got.
Okay.
Hey, Sadie. You.
Sadie, how you doing? Hey, I do really quickly want to touch.
Siri, come on. Every time I say Sadie, Siri, come on.
I do want to touch really quick The anti-Amazon union. Amazon and union are two words that you don't often see together in a sentence,
No, you do
aside from the company's, recent union-related problems. However, the e-commerce behemoth has prompted the formation of an unexpected union, and it involves the way your packages get to your front door. The most important thing about Amazon is that last mile. And that last mile is talked about oh so often. So a coalition of over 100 small delivery companies have launched the new last mile delivery company called the FRONTdoor Collective. The newly created business is managed by former Amazon, UPS, Walmart, and Instacart execs. So in case you didn't know, your Amazon delivery guys aren't actually Amazon. Rather, they're a league of 100 small businesses acting as contractors to the e-commerce giant. Many of these collective companies deliver for Amazon as part of a delivery service partner program. This DSP program has been criticized for capping the growth of small delivery shops, a problem that's worsening as Amazon generates that fat cash from the pandemic. The size of the FRONTdoor Collective should meet the needs of e-commerce brands and the big box retailers, especially during the times of high volume and logistics business. So companies that are strapped for options as the holiday season gets ready to pick up, believe it or not, we're going to blink our eyes and we're going to be in the fall and then Christmas season.
I keep thinking it's July, so you're right.
So companies are strapped for options as the holiday season picks up, which positions FRONTdoor as a strong alternative to UPS or FedEx. Besides, how can a business go wrong with more options? For Amazon, FRONTdoor is a great threat to Amazon. It's a small threat, but it potentially could be a great threat. However, many DSP members has described their relationship with Amazon as a war, and that would require Amazon to play ball with these smaller delivery service partners. So FRONTdoor hopes to have over 300 members by the end of the year and has ordered 10,000 electric vehicles from the automaker Canoo.
Who?
Canoo.
What the hell are they? Spell it, please.
Canoo. I put the article in the comment field that's we released this week on latenightparents.com. Tony, we don't have to talk about tonight, but that last mile, we'll talk about it offline first, and I'll tell you some of my
thoughts.
quick
on that one. I can be real quick on that one, if you don't mind.
Oh, go ahead.
I can be real quick. To me, that looks like DoorDash, Waiter, and Uber Eats delivering from the manufacturer.
Yes.
Which I think they should make a go.
Yes.
Now, if the business side is turbulent, but Amazon is going to have to fold, let's be clear. Don't break Amazon. They got the money to pay you. I know people are going to want to try to make some money off of the deliveries and get the tips and everything. I got y'all on that. I don't suggest breaking Amazon because a bunch of y'all are Amazon shoppers. I know I am.
Of course.
Smoking Amazon, I wish. I'm about to stop. But I think it would be a hell of an idea, especially with the season, the holidays coming up, and then we got a situation with the variants about the increased people being at home. I think it's an awesome idea. I think it would and should work, and you wouldn't have to work for just Amazon. You can do this for Walmart. You can do this for CVS. CVS delivers. All of the fast food joints delivers. It's in everybody's best interest to let everybody deliver for them because a lot of people are home. A lot of people are not going anywhere, and they're going to need more drivers. So everybody needs to jump on this. Amazon, y'all got I hope Amazon hears me. Y'all got the money. I ain't trying to break you. I'm not trying to cut your profits down, but I think you can spread the wealth. And then you'll open the opportunity for people to have a way to help you get what you got out going. I think this will work. And then they'll open the door for other businesses to be the same thing. And you'll be the forefront like Bitcoin. Boom.
This is all about the gig economy. The gig economy continues. It's not going to stop.
No.
Because as the lack of full-time jobs or opportunities of being a full-time employee dry up,
Yes.
the gig economy just continues to explode out here. So lot of discussion about the last mile. You got to do your research on the last mile, and find out there's a whole lot of partners. Like I said, all those people that you see pulling up to your palatial home
Yeah.
to drop off the whatever you're clicking on your screen, they're definitely not employees.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's a good idea. I think it is. I'm not big on the numbers, but as a customer, I would welcome it. Somebody to bring my packages to me faster.
of course.
Because the minute the order's made, it's coming. Y'all can damn near do same day delivery on almost everything with this. Honestly, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They
Yes.
can damn near do same day because you got warehouses everywhere now. Let them roll.
Hey, I just want to, before we wrap it up,
Yes.
in the comments, Heavily Do says, so glad she's an entrepreneur. God bless you for that.
Amen.
Brian TX joins in and says, Lyft and Uber is a great filler job to do part-time. I did it full-time and it did hurt me during tax season. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Let's speak on it. 1099. 1099. People, do your homework. Do your homework and understand that when you do specific gig economy type jobs, that the payment that comes out, they're not pulling out any taxes. So you've got to be smart enough and savvy enough to pull out those taxes, pay them either upfront or monthly, or be able to push them over into a specific account that you're not going to touch. Because at some point, that tax man is coming for you.
Absolutely. IRS don't play.
You know? So without getting too preachy, Tony D, you knocked it out the park.
Appreciate you.
Brian says keep those effing receipts. Keep them.
Everything's digital. If you don't have a receipt, you're lying.
Tony D, want to thank you. Want to thank Ace World from Sunday Night Spoke. Want to thank everyone who was in the chat, from Brian to Heavenly Do to G.A. Thrawn to Theo Dawson to Sadie to John Ardmore and to you, and you. Want to thank you guys. Ed Waters, thank you for the follow. We try to do this each week. We try to do it at around the 60 to 65 minute mark. We're in overtime right now.
Yeah.
Thank you to Sunday Night Smoke.
Ooh, the numbers just jumped. They just jumped to 315. Good Lord.
Thank you to Sunday Smoke for the Peace Award. And Brian says, I need another vacation. Of course you do. You need a vacation from a vacation. And I want to close it with this. So, Tony, when I go on vacation, I don't know if you notice, and I want to know, maybe you can put it in the chat, yes or no. When you go on vacation, do you end your vacation like a day early so that you can rest up a little bit before you get your mind right so that you can go back to work?
No. I end my vacation on the way home.
Okay.
Either driving or flying. Mainly because it's a distance for me.
But what about, so you just transition right back into work? You don't take the day out to say, hey, I'm going to do XYZ around the home?
No. Because I try to, before I go on vacation, I kind of get everything prepped.
Okay.
So when I get back, in the event that I get back late, all I got to do is jump, get dressed, and go.
Okay. Got it.
So I kind of pre-plan before I get back. So coming back, if I'm on a flight, I get some sleep, get to the house, dump what I got. Everything's already done and I'm good.
Shameless plug. I'm opening this right here. If I can open it, I received this today in the mail. It's not anything too exciting, but it is the next person riding the edge. I don't know if you can see it. A love letter to Deborah.
Oh, wow. What's that about?
It's about marriage and relationships, and it's by Michael S. Tobin. He will be the next person, I think, to be included in the interview series that I kind of do during the week.
Excellent.
So, as you know, I do interviews during the week, usually off camera, because a lot of times I'm doing just some behind the inside baseball stuff. I do those off camera because I'm doing them on the phone, because usually a lot of times I'm speaking with people and it's like low tech. So I do a phone call. I record their phone call. Shameless plug to freeconferencecall.com. Thank you. And also freeconference.com. Another great partner. But Ride the Edge, a love song to Deborah. You probably can't see it because the light.
No, we got you. I can see it.
Yeah. Want to definitely thank you to the folks at, I think it's Smith Publicity, Dean Drazen Communications. So I want to thank Dean Drazen. I will read it. And what I like to do with a lot of these books, just like I said, is spend a little bit of time, read a certain section of the book so that you can get an understanding of the author that you're speaking with, and you can kind of understand the essence of what they're trying to push forth. There's been several authors that I've spoken with that I did not agree with, or that I received their book. Eventually, I may publish some of those on this platform, but that's really it. Tony, what do we have in the queue for you for the rest of the week?
I might come on tomorrow night.
Just do a random broadcast.
Saturday we're supposed to be doing karaoke again. I just go up there for fun. It's a good way to release some stress, act up a little bit, trip out
People from around the world, literally. We've had
England, Ireland, Australia, the Netherlands, United States on one broadcast singing the same song. It's actually hilarious. I have a ball doing it. I do big up Michael Bathurst for that, because it was an idea. He put it together. People come up, people show up, trip out. My son comes up there every now and then. He'll do the Spider-Man theme song, which is awesome.
he does. So I might act up because he knows, dog, I'm going to go ahead and do this. He knows the Spider-Man theme song from the Spider-Man we used to watch when we was kids.
Yes.
It killed me. I don't know how he knows it, but it kills me.
Of course he's going to know it, because he's going to want to watch that, the original version.
Listen, nobody knows the 1970, 1980 Spider-Man theme song. This dude knew, and it tripped me out the first time. I'm like, I'm bugging, because Smoke was right there. I said, I'm bugging, dog. I was his age watching this. How does he know this?
Yes.
So it tripped me out.
Because the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Hey, I'll take that.
You gotta. Hey,
I will take that. And he tripped me out because he wants to do it again. He told me,
yes,
Danny, we're gonna sing again. So, all right, we can do it again.
So, I guess the last question I'm gonna have for you is: are you watching Manny Pacquiao? I know we were all souped up for Spence against Pacquiao this week. Spence, I guess, scratch retina. He's out. Pacquiao still fighting. Do you see Pacquiao finishing this fight in 5 rounds or less?
Yeah, Pacquiao finish. He's a given.
Whether he'll win or not is fine. Yes. Whether he'll win or not is fine, but he'll fight. Pacquiao's not scared to fight. I respect the fact that he will fight. He may be TO4, he may be in politics, but the sport needs some of the legends to come back, and he'll do it. Just like Tyson said, he want to fight.
Was it Evander?
Supposed to fight Evander, I think, this month or next month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody they're willing to do it for the sport, because the sport sucks, and everybody knows.
Yeah.
No, Heavenly Dude, he actually woke up because he heard me.
He wants his dad's attention, and I love that, because I remember when my son was that age.
Yeah.
And now he's looking at me. He's 6'1", looking at me dead in the face, and I'm like, boy, I will still knock you out.
Because he coming. You ain't got that youth no more.
I know. He knows I don't have that youth anymore.
You may feel
Oh
like it
man,
got something for
but I have the wisdom.
you. You gotta have the
I know
you
the
gotta
pressure
moves.
points.
You gotta have
Come
the
on.
moves. Yeah, but he heard. I guess he heard when I was singing the Spider-Man song. He jumped out there like, oh man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get him in the bed. But appreciate
Yeah.
y'all, man. Appreciate you having me as always, man. It's good going
Yeah,
back on
man.
this mix,
We'll
man,
do
for
this
real.
again. We'll do this
Y'all get
again.
ready. Y'all get
You-
ready. I'm gonna just tell everybody. A week from Saturday, this might be a face-to-face interview. This might be a face-to-face
I'm
broadcast.
down. Tony is coming to New York.
This might be a face-to-face broadcast. Y'all just get
Tony
ready. I
is
gotta see if
coming
we
to
gonna
New
make it.
York.
I gotta see if we gonna make
I
it.
know he's got a lot of people to see, so I'm not
Yeah.
holding it against him.
I
If
looked at
we
the
don't get
agenda.
a chance,
I think the agenda doesn't start till Sunday, and I get there Saturday, so we might have some time
right?
to see what I can pull up.
You know, and if that's it, like I told you, if you need me to come to see you, you just let me know where you are. I will
I'll let
come
you
to
know.
see you.
I'm gonna work. I gotta go purchase the rental car tomorrow. I'll let y'all know if I get some wheels or not.
Sadie, thank you for the kind words. Great broadcast. Great job again, Tony D. Want to thank you so much. Thank you to everyone.
Appreciate all y'all for real.
Appreciate you spending the time with us. I know sometimes we can get a little sappy, and I know sometimes we can get, a little male centric, but this is who we are.
We keep it open. We keep it clean. That's what we do.
We keep it clean.
I ain't promising that on my broadcast. I promise that on Ted's. I ain't promising it on mine. I'll let it go.
Got it. So with that, I want to say thank you this is Late Night Parents. Ways to follow the show, latenightparents.com. Tony D, you know where to find him. He's everywhere. And for me, you'll find me here generally Thursday night or Sunday night. But there's so much programming on Sunday that I'm like, ugh. So have a great night.